In this video, we're going to make a little progress bar that's going to show us where we're at in the song. Kind of like you'd see in any MP3 player program or video player program. So we have our progress bar down here. If I double click on it, I got an instance. This little MC dot. It's called MC underscore progress. If I zoom in and double click on that to see its timeline, it's a 100 frame motion tween animating across. We're just going to connect this animation with a percentage of the song that's being played. Kind of like we did in the last exercise, except for it's instead of the percentage that's downloaded, it's the percentage of time. Go to the main timeline, go to the frame you've been applying all your actions to, open up your actions panel, scroll all the way to the bottom in our onInterFrame event handler, and see where it says function, open parentheses, and there's all the parameters within there. Go after the per loaded parameter, type a comma, type total duration with capital D, colon, number with capital N, comma, per played with a capital P, colon, number with capital N. Here's what these parameters represent. Total duration is the total number of milliseconds of the whole MP3 file. Per played is going to represent the percentage of seconds of the file that have been played. And so that's what we're going to use to animate our little progress bar. So after the per loaded declaration within this function here, I'm going to press enter. I'm going to type total duration with capital D, space equals space, math with capital M, dot round, open parenthesis, doing two open parentheses just like we did in the statement above. Now type music dot duration / per loaded with capital L, close parenthesis, space, asterisk, space, 100, close parenthesis, semicolon. Now that might seem a little bit crazy, but don't worry. Music.duration. Remember we went over the sound class properties? Duration is the sound class. It's the total duration of the sound. But since we're using a streaming file, duration means the total amount of milliseconds that have been downloaded already. So it's different than get bytes total, because get bytes total is the amount of bytes, duration is the amount of milliseconds. So what we're doing here is we're dividing that number by the percentage loaded. And then we're multiplying that number by 100. Now by doing that math, we're able to figure out how many milliseconds the song is. For example, we have a 1-minute song, or 60 seconds, which would be 60,000 milliseconds. And if we're 20 seconds through it, we're 1/3 through it, so that'd be 20,000 milliseconds, which would be the value right here. Music.duration would be 20,000, divided by 33. Then when you multiply it by 100, then we get the total duration of milliseconds of the MP3 file. Now press enter and type per played. Remember, this variable is going to write the percentage of the file that's been played. Type space equals space, math, capital M, dot round, open parenthesis, Now type music dot position / total duration with capital D, close parenthesis, space, asterisk, space, 100, close parenthesis, semicolon. Now what this is saying here, so we know what math.round means. It's going to round the number within the parentheses. It's going to take music.position. That means how long the file has been playing in milliseconds. Then it's going to divide that by the total duration in milliseconds of the file, and then multiply that by 100. That will give us the percentage of the file that has been played. And now, just like this line of code right here, where we say go to and stop per loaded, we're just going to tell the little dot file to go to and stop at per played. You can actually copy that line of code, press enter at the end of it, paste it. It says MC_DL, change DL to progress. where it says per loaded, I'm going to change it to per played with capital P. I'm going to test that movie. Play the file. I'm going to have to test it again to make sure everything's running with the bandwidth profiler. Now watch that little dot move along as the song goes. Sweet. If you want to spice it up a little bit, let's say it's playing, and you let it go for a few seconds, and you notice that when you change the song, it doesn't immediately go back to the beginning. It waits a second. Let's just fix that real quick. I'm going to copy that line of code we just wrote, and scroll all the way up to the top in our play sound function. And right above music.loadSound, right after the close bracket of the onLoad function, I'm going to press enter, paste that code, change per played in the go to and stop action to 1. What this is going to do is every time the track changes, the dot's going to go to the beginning. And so it won't have to wait until the next file starts playing a certain amount before it moves. Now test the movie. Watch the dot move a little bit. If I skip the track, it goes right to the beginning. So there you go. Now you have a fully functional MP3 player. Good job.